Rightio YouTube, so it's time to do a bit of a spot repair, but doing it at home with 1K acrylic aerosol cans. So I'm back down here at Super Cheap Auto, and when I bought this car I actually didn't even see it, but there's a few touch-ups that have been done here. It's a little bit ugly, and I actually did this one myself when I was parking my car at work the other day. So not to worry, let's go in and see what they got. Rightio YouTube, so I did decide to actually split this video into a couple of different sections because I had about an hour and 50 worth of raw footage to do that spot repair. So the first video here, we're just going to be going through the products, the tools and materials. Now the purpose of this video set is to do a spot repair at home using minimal tools and equipment. So no compressor, no orbital sanders, just do it on the cheap with minimal stuff required. Honestly, it's not that hard. It's just like anything. It's just going to take a little bit of time and practice to do these kind of things, and after a little bit of practice there's no reason that you can't be smashing jobs out like this, small little bumper scuffs within a couple of hours. You'll get better at it as you try. It's not rocket science, it's something that can be learned. I would just like to quickly mention that most of the time I would recommend spending the extra money on getting a compressor and mixing up some 2-pack clear coats, because you will get a far superior finish quality than what you will get with aerosol acrylic cans. But I'm just showing you guys how to do it. But I do fully understand that not everyone wants to go and spend the extra bit of money on a small compressor and a mini spray gun. So yeah, this is how you're gonna have to do it if you want to do it with aerosol cans. You can get yourself some pretty nice finishes, but you could definitely run into some issues later on if the paint does fail and you need to go over the top of this acrylic clear, because yeah, you can get some fry-ups and it can be pretty nasty stuff to rework. A lot of people have asked me how to do these kind of jobs, just DIY spot repairs at home with aerosol cans, doing it on the cheap. So hang around and we'll show you guys the products, tools and materials that you're going to need. Also be sure to read the description, because I will outline everything as a bit of a shopping list. So if you wanted to do something like this, I'll have a full shopping list down the bottom of what you're gonna need. Rightio YouTube, so I made it home. I'll give you guys a look at the products and materials that we've got here. I couldn't resist myself but for getting one of these little prep carts or trolleys here. It's just gonna make it a lot easier. Everything's in the one place and I know exactly what I need, and it's always easily accessible. So the coffee is, yeah, that's a pretty important part. I've actually taken the day off today. It's a Monday and I've wanted to do this video for quite some time, but I just don't get the time. So anyway, we'll get straight into it. We'll start off here. We've got wax and grease removal. We're going to need to wipe the panel down with that before we actually spray paint onto it. So we've got a bit of a sanding block here. I've got a couple of different sanding blocks. They were really cheap, like $6, so thought I'd just get a couple. We've got some thinners. Now I'm going to use that to do my blend, and I may need to use it for a bit of cleanup here as well. So I'll give you guys a look at the actual job that I'm doing. Now if you look here, there's been some really dirty touch-ups. They have put some clear coat there. They've got a little bit of splash paint over here too. There's a bit of that down there as well, this similar style touch-up. And this is one that I personally did. I think it was actually last week. I drove too far forward and hit a bit of a pole, but not a great big deal. But we also do have a few small stone chips here. Now, I may fix most of them, but I don't want to go and put colour over the entire section. We want to be clear coating at least from there on, and probably around from here on too. So what else have we got? We've got some masking paper, masking tape. We've got some taped masking film. I've actually also got some plastic drop sheets down there. Got some rags down here. Got some microfiber cloths for later on when we're doing the polishing. This here, I've decided this tray here is for the polishing section. Any polishing materials are going to be here. I actually decided to get a different cutting compound because in my last video I found that this one, the Ultimate Compound from Meguiar's, it was sort of had the feeling that it was just a amateur compound. It's not really coarse enough for what I wanted to do. You'd probably have troubles if you actually wanted to denib with it. Although we are just using acrylic paint and it does polish up nice and easily. But yeah, we'll see if this one's a little bit better. That was cheap too, it was like $7, so you can't go wrong for something like that. And I also found that the polisher I had last time, the orbital one, it didn't have a big enough throw on it, like with the random orbit. So I did actually decide to get like a little mini polisher. So I'm just going to use this drill for it. So I just got one of these. It was like $60 odd or something, and it seems pretty beefy. So that's the 18 volt one. There's I think it was like 12 or 14 volt one, and it was a little bit cheaper, but I decided to put the extra bit of money in and get the beefier one. Next up, I've got the base coat color. So this color here is actually Concept No Mix, but they put it in a color spec can. I don't know exactly why they've done that, but I actually saw the guy mixing it up in Concept No Mix. Either way, moving on, we've got the primer. I actually forgot to grab that primer when I was down there because it was locked up in the cabinet. I did all the rest of the shopping. I forgot to go to get him to unlock that cabinet. So I had to go back down again this morning and grab that. I usually do that. I usually forget something when I go down there, even though I did have a shopping list. And we've got some acrylic top coat clear. So this should be everything that we need. All up, this cost me $500. Now you wouldn't need that. That was about $140, and there's a few other things that you could get by without, you know what I mean? So you don't have to go and break the bank, but yeah, you're still going to be up for a few $100s if you want to do a bit of a spot repair at home. Some of those things are one-off buys, and the next time you won't need it. And also, many of the things you may be left over with extras, so you might find you only use, you know, just a few mils of your primer, and you can use that up on the next job. Same thing with the clear coat. Base coat, I'm probably not even going to need anywhere near the 300 mils, but we've always got some for next time. So anyway, let's get into the job. So I'm doing this at home, obviously, and I don't want to go and make this place an absolute mess. So where I'm going to be spraying and doing my prep work, I put a bit of cardboard down onto the ground to just stop any sanding sludge if we do decide to sand it wet. And yeah, I'll be plasticking up the car. I might even put a couple more bits of paper down on the ground or cardboard. Just we'll see how we go. If it looks like it's making a mess, we'll just sort of monitor it as we go. Rightio YouTube, so that's it for the first video in this series. Hang around for the next one. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already, but I'm pretty sure you're all already subscribed. So hang around for that next video. It is going to be a little bit longer than this one, as I mentioned before, but I will do my best to compress it down as not to waste too much of your time, but also give you guys enough information so that you can figure out how to do the job for yourself at home. Until next time, get out there and paint some shit. Thanks for watching, and this has been another Gunman production. Goodbye.
Wow.